Hey guys, so tonight I don't have anything planned for this video. I didn't think this through at all. So if this feels random or all over the place, it's because it is random and all over the place. But you know what? We're going to chill, we're going to sit back, relax, and we're going to roll with it and see where it goes. Welcome back to That Cozy Book Nook, everyone. Hi, if you're new, my name is Tori. Tonight, I don't really have anything, planned out, but I did want to give you guys an update about what I've been reading for the past couple of weeks because it's been a few things, and I know I said a while ago that I don't read multiple books at a time. I still don't, just because it makes it harder for me, I think, to get through my reading if I am juggling books at the same time. But one of them is a short story collection, so it's easier for me to pick up a story and then put it back down and then continue on. And then one of the other books, I just had to put it down for a minute and then switch to something else because I'll tell you in a bit. So let's start with the short story collection that I've been making my way through, and that is Stories of Your Life and Others, and this is by Ted Chiang. This is a science fiction, Ted Chiang, he's a renowned sci-fi speculative fiction writer, and I mean the stories in here are just they're amazing. I've only read 3 so far, and I mean just the first one I was already just blown away. The very first one in here is The Tower of Babylon, and I'm thinking about it, my mind is still like. For those of you who are familiar with the biblical story of the Tower of Babylon, it follows oh gosh, I don't know my biblical history like I thought I did before I started talking. But it follows this group of people who they start building this tower in the hopes of reaching heaven. And God's like, no, that's not going to fly. And the tower is then destroyed. And so in this first story in this collection, Ted Chiang kind of poses a what if question. Well, what if the people building the tower actually broke through to the other side, broke through to heaven? And what does that look like? And just the exploration of it is just amazing. This is an amazing journey. And then the second story that I read in here is the title story. It's called Story of Your Life, and the movie Arrival is based off of the short story in here. I read the short story after I saw the film. I loved both. I absolutely loved Arrival with Amy Adams, Jeremy Renner, Forest Whitaker. I really loved it. I've seen it 3 times already. After I saw the film, I went back and read the story for the first time, and I mean, you can't argue with the source material. It was perfect. I have been making my way through this collection slowly but surely. I do love short story collections, and this one is slowly creeping up my favorites list, just my favorite short story collection, and probably one of my favorite books of all time, because just the few that I've read so far, I'm moved by each story that I read, and so it's been a great experience so far. I do love short story collections because I feel like you don't have to read it all in one sitting. It's like you have a story here for you, and then a day later you have another story, a few days later another story. So it's a really just comfortable pace that I've been going with this book, and I'm happy with it. So this is really good. If you guys are interested in speculative or sci-fi, then I highly recommend you pick this up and if you've never read Ted Chiang before, I highly recommend you give his work a try. It's really something special. And then the next book that I have here, you guys have seen this already, and that is The Book of Life, and this is by Deborah Harkness. In my last video, I was talking about that I wanted to get to this book after I finished We All Looked Up by Tommy Wallach. I moved right into this, and The Book of Life is it really threw me off because there are a lot of perspectives in here, and I wasn't expecting that, and I'm not sure if I really care for it too much. We saw a little bit of that in the first book, and in the second book, just really kind of quick third-person shifts going away from the main character Diana because the books are told in first person. But in this, I mean, you're hit hard right away with the different perspectives. There's Diana's aunt who gets the first perspective, and then I think it's Matthew, and then Diana who's in first person. So I mean, the shifts have been kind of disjointed for me. Trying to dive back into this world, especially after being gone for so long. I haven't read Shadow of Night, which is the second book. I didn't read that. It's been maybe a year. Just the time gap, kind of coupled with the fact that this third book going into it is just kind of jarring. I think it's just really kind of pulling me away from this world, and I wasn't expecting that because I did just kind of want to dive back in and kind of get the ball rolling. Right now, I feel like I'm not that far in at all. When I tell you I'm not far, I don't even think I'm on page 50, but we've already gotten at least like 3 perspective shifts just in the first 50 pages. And just from that alone, the story already feels kind of cluttered and weighed down with unnecessary information already, and I'm not even that far in. So I mean, we'll see where it goes. I am still interested in the content because I want to see how things are going to wrap up. Like I said before, I really loved A Discovery of Witches and Shadow of Night, and so I am interested to see how this book is going to end, how loose ends are going to be tied up, and so I am going to stick with it. I am going to finish it because I want to love this trilogy. I want to love all 3 books, but this one already is just kind of off to a little rocky start. But we'll see, you know, when the history starts kicking in more and the magic, if things kind of pick up. And the last book that I've been making my way through, so I picked this book up because I had jury duty on Tuesday. That's a whole nother video. That's like 5 videos. So I had jury duty on Tuesday, but I didn't want to take the Book of Life because I wasn't feeling it that much. And so I ended up taking Welcome to Night Vale to jury duty with me. And I was sitting there all day long. So you would think that I would have gotten a little further, but I also have my laptop. So, but I did get, you know, a decent amount. Actually, no, I didn't. I'm only on page 30. Just from what I've read of this so far, I'm really intrigued. I love this. It's super quirky, and the writing is just, I can't even explain it. It's definitely, I think, the kind of book that I picked up at the right place at the right time. It's really working for me right now. I think if you're a fan of the podcast, longtime fan, new fan of the podcast, or what have you, you will definitely enjoy this. So I will say just give it a shot if you are at all familiar with the podcast. This is its own story, and it's so good. It's working so well right now. I think it's just what I need fantasy-wise and in the realm of weird and paranormal, just kind of all mixed together. I think I really needed this right now. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this, and I can't wait to review it for you guys. I don't think I'm going to be finished before February is over. We'll see. This weekend is kind of busy. I don't think I'll do too much reading, but this is really good. That's it. That's all I have for you in this pop-up video, this random pop-up video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys have been making your way through in February. I can't wait to start watching all of your wrap-up videos in the next few days. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section what you've been getting into. But yeah, until the next video, stay cozy, guys. I'll see you next time.